Hi guys, welcome to MAT120 or 121. I'm Dev. Nice to meet you. I wish I could be there with you, but we're going to do the best we can here at home together. I've tried to make the class just like if we were in class by making note packets for you, just like if we were filling out notes in class together. And then I've recorded every single section for you so that you can listen to the explanation for each example just like if we were together. Hopefully you've gotten onto Canvas and you've poked around a little bit. You might have noticed that I've put some recent announcements in your Canvas course about printing. That's if you don't have a printer at home and you need to print off the chapter notes, there's a couple different options for you. And then just some videos on some tips of online learning. If you look at the home page, hopefully you've gotten comfortable with what the buttons do and what they send you to. One of the ones that I'd like you to point out is the course calendar. I highly suggest you print that out and have that handy so you can make sure that you follow along with any of the due dates we have. Okay, but let's go ahead and get into some modules. This is where you're going to find all of your content. We are starting in this first chapter is chapter 4. Chapter 4 is all about what we call polynomials. We're going to start off with things with exponents, so the little numbers at the top. And we're going to learn a whole bunch of different rules for exponents. What do we do when we add things with exponents? What do we do when we multiply things with exponents? What do we do if we raise it to another exponent, or maybe if we divide? That's going to kind of lead us into polynomials. Polynomials is when we have numbers and letters, variables, some of them with different exponents, and we want to add them together. We might want to multiply them. We need to figure out all the different rules so that we can do those operations appropriately. Now you might have noticed that I've separated chapter 4 into actually 2 different weeks. In the first week, you're going to be focused on 4.1 through 4.4. You might notice in every single module, there is a chapter blank student notes packet. Before you start the chapter, you're required to print off that blank chapter note packet. That's where you're going to do all your notes. As you're watching the video, your notes should look just like my notes, and you should be filling in the blanks. You should be doing the examples with me. When I ask you to pause the video and try it, you should be pausing the video and trying it. All of your notes need to be done on those note packets. Now, if you have a tablet and you'd like to upload the notes onto a tablet and take notes that way, that would be okay too, but you are required to take notes on that notes packet, okay? So for this first week, you're going to be doing 4.1 through 4.4. You can see that I have video lessons for each section. So for example, if you click on 4.1's video lessons, you can see that I have videos for each example that we're going to cover in that section. You should be able to watch those videos, pause them, replay them, whatever you need to do to make sure that you're understanding the material. And as you're watching those videos, making sure that you're taking notes on your notes packet. Okay? You're going to do that for every section in this week, 4.1 through 4.4. And what's nice about how I set up this class is you can actually test out of this week. After watching all of those sections and doing the notes with me through 4.1 through 4.4, you can actually go into my math lab and take the test for the first time. You actually aren't able to get into any homework until you do this. I'm using it as a pretest to see what information you already know. If you score really well on your pretests, well then you don't have to do anything for the rest of that week. You can move on to the next week. Let's say you score a 60%. What happens is any question that you got correct on your pretest is taken out of your homework, and then you just have to focus on the questions that you didn't get correctly. So that means the better you do on your pretest, the less homework you'll have for that week. If you scored less than an 80% on your pretest, you'll have to make sure that you do the homework for each section with at least an 80% before you're able to then retake that chapter test. 2 more retakes will then become available to you, and the best score out of the 3 is the one that I'll record in your grade. So print off the chapter 4 notes, listen and watch and make sure you understand all of the section videos for 4.1 through 4.4, and then take the pretest. Let's see how good you do. If you score really high, maybe you get a 95% and you love that score, you can move on to next week. If you don't score as good as you'd like to, make sure that you do the homework for each section with at least an 80%, and then 2 more retakes will become available to you. making sure that you're following the due dates that I posted for you on your calendar, okay? All right, and then in the next week, you're going to be doing the second part of Chapter 4. You're going to be doing 4.5 through 4.8, where we're going to get to do a little bit more extensive stuff with polynomials. We're going to look at polynomials with lots of different letters or variables in it, and then we're going to be dividing polynomials. You're going to make sure that you watch the videos for each of those sections in your notes, and then you can take the pretest for that week's test. So I've separated them to two different tests for Chapter 4, one for 4.1 through 4.4 and one through 4.5 through 4.8. I didn't want to do too much in one week, so I've separated them into two different weeks, which means two different tests. When you are finished completing all of your notes for all of Chapter 4, here is where you're going to submit your Chapter 4 completed notes, making sure that you follow the directions so you can ensure you get full points. That's why I had you do that week 1 assignment where you uploaded a picture of your name and your favorite color, I think it was, right? Because I want you to make sure that you scan or take a picture of every page in your completed notes packet, making sure that you upload it in order, clear vertically so that I can see it, so that you can get full points for your completed notes. I'd like to be able to quickly scan through all of the pages and make sure that you've done all of the examples with us, okay? All right, I know you can't see me while you're working through and it seems like you're kind of alone, but please make sure that you know that you're not alone. I'm here for you. If you need anything, just ask and we'll get through this together. I hope to have a great semester with you.